Welcome to the Welcome to the Rotary Club of Tulsa, where Tulsa's finest business and community leaders come together to do great things for people here in Tulsa and around the world. Thank you for getting out in the cool weather and visiting with us today. So today is National Cut Your Energy Cost Day. You only when you come here, you learn this stuff. So I know at our house, Ginger and I have two different temperatures we set our thermostat on. There's this constant battle going on, and I usually lose. So I thought it might be interesting as we say hello to each other today is to inquire as to what you set your thermostat on during the winter months. And we'll kind of see, is it 72? Is it 62? Yeah, right, yeah. Okay, so let's say hello to each other. Whoa, there's lots of energy in this room. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. We'll take the informal poll later on the thermostat settings. So Michelle Place is going to lead us in our invocation today. Vic Bailey is going to lead us in song and pledge. And Becky Fields will introduce our visitors. Michelle.
Thank you. My prayer today is taken from a hymn written in 1930 by Harry Emerson Foslick. O God of grace and God of glory, the Rotary Club of Tulsa gathers today while painfully aware of so many needs of neighbors in our community, our state, our nation, and our world. God of grace and God of glory, on your people pour your power. Grant us wisdom, grant us courage for the living of these days. God of grace and God of glory, from the fears that long have bound us, free our hearts to faith and praise. Grant us wisdom, grant us courage for the living of these days. God of grace and God of glory, cure your children's warring madness, shame our wanton, selfish gladness. Grant us wisdom, grant us courage for the living of these days. God of grace and God of glory, save us from weak resignation to the evils that we deplore. Grant us wisdom, grant us courage for the living of these days. God of grace and God of glory, bless our sincere efforts as we go out into the world to be of service individually and collectively. Amen.
Okay, you guys do such a great job of singing this song, and boy, do we need it. Let's sing God Bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, visitors. We are so excited to have you with us today. Thanks for sharing your time with us. And one thing that we would ask is to make sure and come back if you like what you see today. There are so many things that Rotary is doing, and there's no way you can take it all in one session, so we hope to see you back here. So with our host today, our host Rotarian, John Manili, has Patricia Manili, and if you'll please stand with your host Rotarian, and we'll applaud everyone at the end. Thanks for coming. Kara Gay Neal has brought Ken Neal. Jane Carlson has brought Mike Corey with Transitions. I have brought Jeff Small with Taylor Stevens. Tricia Kirkster has brought Vince Trinidad with Tulsa Sports. Catherine DeCamp has her beautiful daughter, Caroline DeCamp. And Mike Neal has Jim Morgan with Tulsa Regional Chamber. And Sid Shupak has Matt Redmond with First State Bank. Whoops, I made that up. I'm in banking. First State. I don't know if it's bank, but glad to have you. Thank you for coming.
Visitors, thank you for spending time with us today. We appreciate you joining us, and hope that you will consider joining us in our service to our community. I promise you, if you do, you'll make some great friends while serving your community. So we hope you'll come back. Hope you'll come back. And I see Joseph Bias in the house. Joseph, how you doing, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. I miss seeing your smile over there, so I'm glad you're back. Glad you're back. And Carolyn's going to be back next week. This Carolyn. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm sorry, 2 weeks. Carolyn is the winner of our four-way speech contest, so we're going to get to hear her in 2 weeks. So you're going to want to be here for that. We're looking forward to that. No pressure, Carolyn. Okay, I want to say thank you to this week's meeting sponsors whose sponsorships help defray some of our costs for our club. James Adair with Claude Neon, Kevin Moody with Moody's Jewelry, Ed Monette with Monette & Associates, and Terry Lawson with Vision Source Tulsa. Thank you all for your sponsorship. And let's also thank our meeting volunteers who help make sure our meetings run smoothly every week. Thank you. Okay, now a very special time. We're going to present some blue badges to some of our red badge members. So if I could get John DeBar to head on up here. He is going to MC our blue badge ceremony. We have 8 new blue badges to hand out. And if Board Chair Karen Keith could make your way up here also, please. John? There's the names right there.
We'd ask at this time that the following Rotarians come forward to receive their blue badge into the Rotary Club of Tulsa. Lane Dolly, Daniel Gomez, Justin Jones, Robert Jones, Thomas Lukock, if you just join me on the podium, please, or join us. Alex Martinez, Danny Stockstill, and Johan Tallman. we promise our new members that the Rotary Club of Tulsa is the place to be. Among those promises is that when they do their new member orientation, that within 6 months, they can move from their red badge to their blue badge. I am pleased today with all of you to say that each of these new Rotarians have achieved their blue badge within 6 months of their joining the club. Would you all please give them a big round of applause?
Okay. After the meeting, come back up and we'll take a picture, okay? Okay. Yes, sir. Thanks. Let's give him another round of applause, please. And John, thank you for all you do for our new members. John's a real champion of our new members and does a lot of work making sure we get our new members oriented and involved in our club. And I got to tell you, the new members that we've been bringing into this club, they're pretty amazing people. I mean, they are already active. They're serving on committees. They're chairing committees. They're bringing some new, wonderful ideas to move our club forward. So the future of our club is in some really, really good hands. So welcome new blue badges. Okay, some announcements. So fireside meetings, still have time to sign up for fireside meetings, which are January 22nd through the 26th. So what's that, the week after next? We have 10 hosts. So far we have 59 people signed up. So you're not going to want to be left out of this. And remember that if you sign up, you have the chance to win 2 tickets to the 25th annual IBA Awards banquet, which is in June, on June 18th. So let's get signed up and support our fireside meetings. And we have a very special guest joining us today. Kay Bridger Riley is here today, and she's a former Rotarian here. And she is here with a former Rotary Youth Exchange student, Carol Zanin, am I saying that right? You two want to stand up, please? So Carol was a youth exchange student in 2007, 2008, 10 years ago, and traveled to Brazil and had a great time. And isn't that what I said? No. Sorry about that, Carol. Yeah. Okay. My bad. And she's not, Carol, let me see if I get this right. You're now a medical doctor? Okay, got that one right. Yeah. So welcome. Kay, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. And Carol, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you coming here today. So Luann Ketchigan, Mark's wife, passed away January 2nd. And so keep Mark and his family in your thoughts and prayers, please. We've got cards on the table to send your condolences to him. He's obviously going through some tough times, so let's wrap our arms around Mark and support him. And then I just received word this morning. We don't have a slide for this, but Joni Stevenson's mother passed away earlier this week. So she is in the process of taking care of arrangements, and so reach out to her if you know her, and let's wrap our arms around her. We'll try to get some cards on the table next week for her. Okay, this is a busy club. And we have 4 committee meetings after our meeting today. Above and Beyond Awards will meet in room 231. IBA Awards is meeting in room 233. The Diversity and Inclusion Committee will meet in room 234. And the Rotary Youth Exchange will meet in room 232. So if you're in one of those committees, run up to the meeting, and if you're not on one of those committees but are interested in one of those, go ahead and join them. They can always use some more help, and would love to have you if you're passionate about one of those. Okay, so we gave Sarge the day off today, so a well-earned day off, I might say, Sarge.
Well, it's Rochelle. Rochelle left, and I was just her puppet.
Wow. So we got to find someone else to pull your strings? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay, we'll work on that. We can do that. I'm sure we have several volunteers that'll line up after the meeting to pull your strings. No swings, no. But we'll see you next week, right? Up front. Up front, okay, good. A well-deserved day off. Okay, so we've got a great program today with Bruce here. I'm just really excited about this. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this. Sarah Lawrenson is our Rotarian of the Day. Sarah is the marketing director for the Tulsa World, and she joined our club in June of 2016, and she is currently serving on the IBA Awards Committee. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Sarah Lawrenson.
Bruce Plante knew while growing up in Texarkana, Arkansas, that drawing and humor were in his future. He began drawing cartoons in the 2nd grade and began performing stand-up comedy in the 6th grade. He graduated the University of Arkansas with a Bachelor of Arts in 1978. In 1985, Bruce became the first staff editorial cartoonist for the Chattanooga Times and held that position for 22 years. In 1989, he created Plant Inc. Syndicate, which distributes his editorial cartoons to 40 subscribers throughout the United States and the world. On October 22, 2007, Bruce was lured away from Chattanooga to Tulsa, Oklahoma, to take the position of editorial cartoonist for the Tulsa World. Bruce served as the president of the Association of American Editorial Cartoonists. He was the founding chairman of the Editorial Cartooning Initiative and is currently serving as vice president. He also won the Ink Bottle Award for service to the AAEC. Please join me in welcoming Bruce Plante.
Thank you, Sarah. I figure I've done about 7,000 cartoons in my career, so we better get started. I drew this cartoon to show you how I feel about myself. Stick figure. I'm going to answer a few questions at the end of the program. I'm going to try to save some time to do that, but it's got 7,000 cartoons to look at. One of the questions everybody always asks is how long does it take you to draw a cartoon? So I've got I'm pretty fast, as you can see. I have to do 7 cartoons a week, and sometimes I have to take a call from bathroom break, and then you have to pencil in a lot of cartoon ideas and erase a bunch of times, and India ink and a brush, and take a few calls from irate readers there. And then I ink it in, wait until the ink is dry, and then erase the pencil marks and put it into a computer, and then actually add the color on a Wacom tablet. And so the cartoon is inconsequential, but I can't figure out how to edit this one out because it's so long ago that it's not going to make any sense to you. So, but anyway, it's a lot of fun drawing cartoons, and it's what I used to get spanked for doing in elementary school. Now I get paid for it. I'd like to show you especially the cartoons that were killed. You know why I like to say that. This was after the Exxon Valdez oil spill, and they were cleaning up the coastline of Alaska. And then he said, we're not going to do it anymore because, spills are going to happen. Well, that sounded like one of those bumper stickers. But I didn't say that in the cartoon, and I took it to my editor, and he said, this is a family newspaper in Chattanooga, and we're not going to run this because you obviously mean something else happens. And I said, well, I didn't say that. The readers had to infer that. And they said, nice try, Bruce, but we're not going to do it. So they refused to print it for 3 months or 6 months until it was reprinted in Discover magazine and chosen as one of the top 10 environmental cartoons of the decade. You can imagine me taking it into the office of the editor going, So they reprinted it the next day in the Chattanooga Times. But a lot of people want to know, do local politicians get mad at you? Well, they do. This guy I drew a cartoon of because he just got elected to city councilman in Chattanooga, and he demanded a larger office. So the cartoon appeared, and in the other newspaper in Chattanooga, he called me a racist. Now, do you really want to call cartoonists names? So I drew this cartoon, and he sees his own reflection in the window and he says, I'm not too sure about you either. He really didn't like that one. But that's okay because he just got through serving his 4-year sentence in prison for bribery. A lot of times I do cartoons that have nothing, based on news stories, that have absolutely nothing to do with politics. It was the big story of the day. A woman accidentally dropped her kid into the gorilla pit at the Atlanta Zoo. This was years ago. And a female gorilla helped the mom get the kid back. What an incredible story. Everybody was talking about it. So I used that for if a poor child fell through the welfare safety net, which one would you trust to rush to his aid? Bill Clinton, Bob Dole, Ross Perot, see, here's the deal, or the gorilla. My money's on the gorilla. Sometimes cartoons aren't funny. Yet another DNA test has proven the innocence of a death row inmate. He's being released as we speak. See, that's the kind of reaction I want to get. It's just funny at first, and then you go, oh. But then there was a Columbine massacre. I thought it was crazy that I had to congratulate kids graduating from high school making it because they didn't get shot. But then there was Bill Clinton. This is for all the Republicans out there to show you that I'm an equal opportunity slammer. This is Bill Clinton. I did not lie when I denied having an affair with a 12-year affair with Jennifer Flowers. It was more like 11.4 years. Now, sometimes I give these speeches at schools and have to explain to the kids about Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. That's getting really hard to do, but I don't have to explain all this to you. But you remember Bill Clinton was accused of a ton of things that turned out not to be a problem for him, like Whitewater and drug trafficking in Mena, Arkansas. I don't know if you've ever been to Mena, Arkansas, but everybody knew what was going on in Mena, so it couldn't be happening there. But anyway, I drew this cartoon, and it was based on, it was amazing, it was incredible, unbelievable how Bill Clinton got out of all these problems. Incredible, and it was reprinted in the New York Times on Sunday. So next Monday morning, I get a call from the White House. And Al Gore had taken the cartoon. Al Gore is from East Tennessee, and I was living in East Tennessee, and I took him to the cartoon, or he took the cartoon into a meeting. They all laughed so hard they had to stop the meeting. I hope it wasn't an important meeting because of my cartoon, but the president it took a long time for them to convince me that it really was the White House. Some friend calling me and acting like it's the White House. Yeah, right. Well, anyway, they finally convinced me, and I said, well, now that he didn't have to pay for it, I'm going to send him the original like you want, and I'm going to send a print, so would he please sign the cartoon for me? So that was cool. So I get this. To Bruce Plante, I wish this was always accurate, but it's a great thought, Bill Clinton. My second grade teacher would have rolled over in her grave. She'd see my cartoons that she used to spank me for. Now was the president was getting it. 2 weeks later, after the Monica Lewinsky case broke, also reprinted in the New York Times on Sunday, I drew this cartoon. I never heard from the White House on that one at all. This one was reprinted in the Washington Post. You said you felt the earth move, but dang. That's Bill and Monica there. And being from Arkansas originally, I was really mad at Bill Clinton, bringing shame upon Arkansas. But anyway, this one was in Newsweek. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this one more time. The sky is blue. And just checking. In Tennessee, I used to draw these state legislators as hillbillies. Imagine that. Because they kept coming up with laws like this. Senator CBS is here to see you. Something about, it's hard to read. Searching for a real hillbilly for their new reality show. They actually passed 3 laws like this. The roadkill bill, they made it legal for you to eat that possum you just ran over. The albino deer bill, they made it illegal for you to shoot an albino deer. I didn't know that was a problem. But then they really took the cake with, they made it illegal for you to court your pet. I am not going to explain that one. I don't think there's any need to. But I kept drawing them as hillbillies, and these morons keep calling me and asking me to quit drawing them as hillbillies because it's making them look bad. So did I stop drawing them as hillbillies? No, I did this cartoon. Now, if you don't know what a burning paper bag on your front doorstep means, give me your address. So then, after 22 years in Chattanooga, I come to Tulsa, and going to school in Fayetteville, I knew Tulsa really, really well because we used to come here and buy Coors beer for some reason because we couldn't get it in Arkansas. But anyway, by the way, let's call the Hogs. You want to call? Yeah. Well, you got to pray for us because we're Razorback fans. And anyway, I come to Tulsa. First thing that happens is the ice storm. Oop. Don't want the power lines buried, you said. The green transformer boxes are too ugly, you said. So I was 8 days without electricity. Just moved here. My family's back in Chattanooga. I was really tired of it, so I thought, well, I'll take matters into my own hands, and I drew this cartoon. Question, who is a super lineman? The lineman who restores power to the cartoonist department. Guess who got their power back on the next day? Power of the press. So when I come to Tulsa, Oklahoma didn't have enough hills to call them hillbillies, but I kind of want, Oklahoma, Tennessee legislature, boy, they're fighting it out for the worst ones ever. So I started drawing them in leisure suits and a little cowboy hat with a string underneath their nose. You've heard the saying, all hat and no cattle. I don't think Oklahoma legislators have much of a hat either. So anyway, many of us who work for the state have to make sacrifices. I just want you to know we are with you in spirit. So I work here for a while, and then we get bought out by Warren Buffett. That's the big story of the day. Got to do a cartoon. Had to be kind of careful with this one. No, Bruce, the paper was bought by Warren Buffett. I do not have a margarita machine in my office. I'm still lobbying for that. But guess whose office this resides in now? The original, Warren Buffett's. So So I got a job still. I'm one of 30 cartoonists that have a job nowadays. So again, I'm lucky. But weather, floods, earthquakes. Well, Jim, not one tsunami. Okay, I can tell now. I got to get that one out. Okay. I kind of miss Dewey Bartlett. A few photos of the city council ought to put things in perspective. And y'all remember how the city council and Dewey were always fighting it out. Mine's bigger than yours. Okay, maybe I went over the line on that one. You probably like this one. Hell, it's just a city council. You don't really want me to talk to them down, do you? And by the way, anybody who's going to run for city council, don't change the trash pickup. Tulsa gets a new trash carts. That was just crazy. I mean, just everybody went nuts about that. But a little bit more about our state legislation. How long is he going to hold us back? About 30 years. Now, as you can imagine, I get a lot of letters, and this one was one of the biggest ones. I did this cartoon after the Catholic Church decided not to fund for birth control. I never do cartoons about abortion. This is not about abortion, it's about birth control. So I did this one. Birth control benefits are curtailed 9 months later. Your turn to change the diapers. Now, call me crazy, but after you curtail birth control, there's going to be more babies. Call me crazy. Well, they call me more than that. In this letter, Bruce Plante's cartoon showing the priest surrounded by apparently unaborted crying babies. Have you ever referred to a baby as an unaborted crying baby before? With a mocking, cynical suit in the background, shouting advice from, I usually have the words right up here in front of me. Let's try to. Shouting advice, but advocating help is totally insensitive. It's obnoxious to those who are on both sides of the debate. I'm surprised the Tulsa World printed it. I'm surprised the Tulsa World even keeps Plante on staff. But that's another story. Plante is clearly ignorant of the whole abortion and medical insurance debate. Truth is, babies can be an expensive, inconvenient, annoying pain, but in time, most babies grow in knowledge to mature in judgment and wisdom. Others become second-rate newspaper cartoonists. That hurts my feelings. Bruce Plante, well, I didn't copy this one down here. Bruce Plante's cartoon showing, oh, that's the same one. I was in shocked disbelief when I saw Bruce Plante's editorial cartoon criticizing President Obama. As I recall, that is one cartoon critical of the president versus hundreds of everything critical, everything Republican critical, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, okay. Plante's great. That's all. The headline is all you need to see. But I'm here to prove to you that, oh, wait a minute. That's not the right edit. Oh, it skipped a few here. Okay, let's get to the bad news here when they killed 16 cartoonists in France. Remember, they were dared to draw the Prophet Muhammad, and they were killed for blasphemy. And if you can imagine, a lot of my readers asked me and begging me to draw the Prophet Muhammad, which I was going to refuse to do. So I thought I would draw something kind of close to that. C-130 flying over, dropping leaflets over the Al-Qaeda camp. It's connect the dots. The infidels can't connect the dots, but we can. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Look, we've just drawn the Prophet Muhammad. But that's sacrilege, which means, uh-oh. That didn't satisfy those people who want me to draw the Prophet Muhammad. We're getting close here, aren't we? 10 minutes? Okay. I'm trying to save some time for some questions anyway. 15 minutes. All right, we're doing good. Tulsa, formerly the oil capital of the world. Now Tulsa is actually the Viagra capital of the world. Notice the smile on his face? Okay, let's see, where are we? Never make fun of Obama, do I? So this is your resume. Democracy in Iraq. Remember when they would vote and they were so proud of it, they had their fingers with the ink on it? Democracy in Oklahoma. We have poor voter turnout. Okay. Now, doctor, you may feel a bit of pressure. This is healthcare reform. I shoot skeet all the time. Matter of fact, I love them with mashed potatoes and gravy. I never make fun of Obama, do I? How about that Sally Kern? Homosexuality is a greater threat to the United States than terrorism. That's not all that funny, except for one thing. Later on, she starts running against another race to be reelected, and she runs against a transgender person. I just thought that was just too good. I couldn't be funnier than that. So you've said homosexuality is a greater threat than terrorism, and now you have a transgender opponent. Your reaction? No comment. Her head exploded. So, weird name for a town. No, this is a state motto. Okay, sometimes groans are just as good as laughs, but they're still talking about bringing the Oklahoma Olympics to Oklahoma. I guess we'll have to have some new events. Orange barrel hurdles, the illegal immigrant decathlon, the concealed carry pentathlon, make my day. Wrestling's really big in Oklahoma, the barroom wrestling, and last but not least, the methathlon. Whoop. The methathlon. Okay. Yeah, see. Everybody always wants to know, why are you always making more fun of the Republicans than the Democrats? Well, because there's not that many Democrats in the state. Okay, we'll get on here. See, I get to know what the reaction real quick here. So, no background check required. Oh, I'm very careful. I only sell guns to normal, quiet people. Killers seem normal and quiet. Hey, they had a big bass tournament. What can you do? Jim, we may already have a Bassmasters winner. Remember when a guy was suing the state for doing the Indian shooting the arrow into the sky, the Native American in the sky? Well, there's other religions in Oklahoma. Yep, found another license plate based on religion. Mary Fallon, I'm creating a 15-member completely objective task force to study the Grand River Dam Authority. Okay, we'll take that one out too. So venture forth and find your place in the world, and good luck. Enough about the faculty, now a few words to the students. If Sarah's starting salary is $32,000 and Ann's starting salary is $15,000 more, what is, Bradley, you already have a solution? Yes, ma'am. Tell the teacher to tell Sarah to start teaching in another state. Sorry. It's hard to do my lines right there. Okay, let's see, where are we? Oh, yeah. Get a job, lady. She has a job. She's a teacher at my kid's school. They actually do qualify for food stamps. A lot of teachers do. Oh, they were going to bring back the horse slaughterhouses to Oklahoma. So you're not at all concerned about how you look when you support the horse slaughterhouse bill. Okay. Yeah. This one was real big in Japan because they play baseball in Japan. So how do you get your dad to watch the World Cup? I told him about that soccer player biting that other soccer player. Well, which one is Mike Tyson? Never make fun of Obama. So I'm a good listener. So what? This is during the NSA spying came to light. Sometimes words are not needed. Hillary Clinton, don't worry about a thing. My web guy's preparing the emails to send over right now. Here's Hillary feeling the burn. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I want to be perfectly clear. I am not a racist. Okay, got to take that one out too, I guess. Here he is, folks. Donald Trump, God's gift to cartoonists. Make me thinner and lose the other guys. This was during the campaign. He lost his airline, so he lost his mega yacht, big deal. Lost his Atlantic City resort, yawn. His football team flopped. Well, it happens. Filed for bankruptcy 4 times. Well, who hasn't? Lost his golf course, bad luck. Married 3 times. All 3 were babes. Why do you want Trump for president? Because he's a winner. This was right after he got inaugurated. Wonder how well Trump will age while he's in office. Hard to believe he's only been in office for less than 4 weeks. Oh, wow. What happened there? My Secretary of Education, I know how to make education great again. Trump University. Replace? Okay, well, more reading involved here. Demerit badges, bullying, self-aggrandizing, Trump University, Putin petting, serial fibbing, hair combing, wall building, tweeting, press wrangling, rhetoric, and grabbing. Am I losing y'all or something here? Tweeting problem solved. This is after he got the nomination. He was talking about getting rid of PBS and Big Bird. Wow, a lot of Trump fans here, I guess. I don't know. I've created a monster, says the media. You're anti-American. Yeah. And the leader of the Republican Party. After the floods in Houston, I thought this would be a handy billboard. Come back to Tulsa. We're 725 above sea level and 500 miles inland. Baker Mayfield. This next one's my favorite Trump cartoon, okay? So don't throw any food, okay? Oh, wow. What happened here? Can y'all see that? Kim Jong-un is in the sandbox. Poopy head. Your Rocket Man. You have weird hair, he tells Kim Jong-un. Booger head. Thank you, Karen. And you're a daughter and you have tiny hands. Okay. Okay, maybe that wasn't my favorite. I don't know what happened there. But here's Halloween cartoon. There's Steve Bannon. Thanksgiving cartoon, tax cuts, but there's the bill for the baby. Okay. We're getting closer here. Yeah, okay. Who knows what's coming up next? No, I didn't. I don't benefit from our tax plan. And then Trump is cussing. You've heard the adage, if you want a friend in Washington, get a dog. Well, his dog bit him. That's Steve Bannon. He looks like a future doctor or lawyer to me, or better yet, a college football coach. Okay, that was supposed to be the killer there. I got a couple more, but I want to show y'all one thing that a lot of people may not know about. My mother had a major stroke about 2 years before she passed away. She was in Little Rock, I was in Chattanooga, and wanted to know I was thinking about her every day. So I started hiding her name in all my cartoons. And so her name is Nina. And remember my mom, this is during a Mother's Day. And so you can find Nina in all my cartoons now. I have a lot of people calling me up going, where is she? I couldn't find her today. I'm going, which cartoon was it? They go, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to the cartoon. I was looking for Nina. So please look for Nina after looking at the cartoon. And let's hope this next one didn't. Good news, Mr. President. You found weapons of mass destruction in Iraq? No, I saved a bundle on my car insurance. And this will be the final one. Hopefully this is the killer here. You're going to have to loosen up a little, Al. Hey, y'all have been a wonderful crowd. I really appreciate being here. Thank y'all very much. Any questions? We have time for just a few questions. Yeah. Have you ever received death threats? I got 7 in one morning, and when I worked in Fayetteville, North Carolina, I did a cartoon standing up for the Green Beret, the Special Forces. It was misunderstood. And 7 o'clock that morning, I got 7 death threats. I could quote them, but it's church. But they didn't do it, but I was in the base town in Fayetteville, North Carolina, the home of Fort Bragg, which is where they train all the Green Beret. And so now when helicopters flew around town, I thought they were calling out airstrikes on me. So I started putting tape on my car hood and my doors and all that stuff. So any other questions real quick?
Does your editor approve?
Of what? Of my cartoons? Well, that one I showed you that was killed, that was the last one I've ever had to kill, and that was 89. So that's really important for a cartoonist, is not to have cartoons killed, because you start second-guessing yourself. You want to express yourself. Doing 7 cartoons, 320-something cartoons a year, ideas don't come quick. So, any other questions real quick? Yeah, you got another one. Yes, I've thought about it. maybe we'll get lucky someday and have one. I had one in Chattanooga that was really basically all local. So I'd love to do that, because Tulsa's really glommed on to Tulsa. I love Tulsa. I'm glad to be here, and I really appreciate Karen.
Well, I know you've complained that you haven't been able to do anything on Mayor Bynum, but there was one in today over the park.
Right. I complain because I mostly agree with what he's been doing, and this one, I have to park downtown. I don't agree with him with that, So, but you know what? He's good-natured. Dewey was really good-natured about it. Almost everybody here is good-natured. And Karen, screw up a little bit, would you? Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, Bruce. Whoopig Suey? Yeah, love it. Yeah. We've got a few Razorbacks here, but we have a few more. Yeah, our incoming president for next year is a Razorback also. So, yeah, keeping on the tradition. Yeah. But no, thanks for joining us today. We we appreciate you coming and sharing your cartoons with us and your thoughts. So, as I told you, instead of giving you a coffee mug, we're going to donate a book to our adopted school, Celia Clinton, and the title of the book is Her Right Foot. There's got to be a story there, right? Yeah. Okay. So we got a couple side mic announcements. Alicia, you get to go first, and then Becky, you're on deck. There you are.
Hello. Coming up in just a couple weeks, January 26, 27, and 28 is our annual South Central Rotary Youth Exchange Conference. So we host this every year, and we host on average about 200 students. So what that means is we have to find somewhere for these 200 students to live for one Friday night. So that's what I'm here for. So if you'll all just, by show of hands, how many want to take some children for the night? I'm sure a lot of you. So we have about 85 children placed. We have about 100 left to go in just a matter of a couple weeks. So I know we have a lot of real regular Rotarians that typically host. So there's a form on your table. You can fill that out. It's got my phone number and my email address on it. You can call me or email me and just let me know. We need your help. The bummer is the kids that don't get placed that night get left in the care of myself and Charles.
Ooh.
So let's be real here. Let's help these kids out. They deserve better than that. So thank you guys in advance for your help.
Thank you, Alicia. President-elect Becky Fields.
Hi, just a quick reminder that the membership committee is offering $200 off for new members for their initiation fee, but only during January. So make sure and keep inviting your guests, and guests, we would love to have you back and consider membership in Rotary. Please see me after the meeting or your sponsor, and we can get you the information you need. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Becky. So Becky and Hannibal are heading off to Little Rock. Is that next week? Next week for the large club conference. So they can bring back some great ideas from other large clubs like ourselves. So upcoming programs. Next week, New York Times best-selling author C.J. Box will be back here. He was here a couple years ago. Western novelist. You're gonna want to be here. We're expecting a pretty full house. So bring a guest. This is a great program to bring a guest. And then the week after that, we will have Miss Caroline back, our four-way speech competition winner. And this is, if you all have not heard a student talk about our four-way speech, this would be a great opportunity to come, because to me, it really brings out the significance of our four-way test. And so I would encourage you to bring a guest to that program too, because it'll be spectacular. Okay, so that's it for today. So now I encourage you to go out, tell your Rotary story, and please bring a guest to Rotary next week. We are dismissed.